Welcome back, guys. Thanks for joining me for another beer review. In this one we are heading over to the Perfect Draft, and there was two new kegs released last week. I've done the Magic Rock one, and so what we're left with is the Camden one. So we're going to be looking at Camden's Pale Ale in this video. It's coming in at 4%, 6 litre mini keg, £36.90. I'm certain Camden Pale Ale used to be 5%, but I could be wrong. So please feel free to comment in the video, or comments on the video, tell me if I'm wrong or right or whatever, I don't know. So yeah, £36.90 for a 6 litre keg. Obviously in there you get your £5 keg deposit, brings it down to £31.90. I'm not going to go into all the discounts. For me personally, I got the 15% off it, but that's all up in the air at the moment, so we'll just leave it. So, like I say, set at 5 degrees. My Camden glasses have already been used, so they haven't been washed yet. And I don't have the proper Kenneth glass, I think is what they call it for this beer. So we're just going to chuck it in that one. Same sort of shape as the Kenneth glass, just a bit taller. So, let's stop waffling on, get over there, do a video of the pour, and then crack on with the review. So, over at the machine, beer at the ready. I have had a taster of this. It's got to be said, so we're not going to get a massive wild head on the pour, I don't think. So let's get it poured. Well, I say no massive head unless you pour it like I do. So there we go, beer poured. To be honest, I don't mind that size on a beer. I'm all right with that one. It's not a nucleated glass. So beer in a glass, it's looking like it's kind of looking amber on, I'm going to say golden rather than amber. There's only a few bubbles going up the glass because it's not nucleated. We've got about a finger and a half of quite spacious white head. I mean, it looks like a pale ale. I'm not going to say it looks massively appealing. Maybe the glass doesn't help with that. So let's dive in on the nose and see what we get from Camden's Pale Ale. Definitely get a better smell. When I tried having a sniff yesterday, I wasn't really getting much. You're getting a tropical note, a little bit of grapefruit. It's got quite a bit of hop aroma in there. It smells all right. I mean, Paul and Michelle from Rate My Beer, I've watched their review. They did say sort of like the aroma, it smelt more like an IPA because the hop was quite prominent, quite full on. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily argue. I wouldn't disagree, but I wouldn't argue either. But yeah, it smells all right. So let's stop waffling on. Camden's Pale Ale Perfect Draft Pro, set at 5 degrees. Cheers. Usual thing is 4%. You don't tend to get big, heavy bodies. But the body on this for a 4% beer isn't bad. Having a decent head on the beer certainly adds to the body. It makes it feel a little bit sort of heavier. It's reasonably smooth. It's going to be interesting to see if this ends up feeling a little bit wishy-washy the more I go down it. Carbonation is... Like I said, I had some last night in a nucleated glass. The carbonation last night felt pretty busy in the mouth. This isn't a nucleated glass. And it doesn't feel so busy. But the carbonation is still quite powerful in the mouth, shall we say. I wouldn't say it ruins the mouthfeel particularly because it's fizzed and gone, so it's not lasting in your mouth too much to ruin the mouthfeel. It's very smooth, I will say that. On the taste, let's give it again. Yeah, on the taste, grapefruit, citrus. It's quite bitter. There's quite a bit of bitterness in there, and I'm going to say that's sort of grapefruit bitterness for me. Back end, when it all sort of tails off, you are left with sort of like a nice cracker sort of malt taste. Yeah, you get the hoppiness in there as well. You sort of, for me, you're hit with a lot of sort of tropical notes, grapefruit, like I say. Behind that, you get the hops and the bitterness, and the bitterness is still lingering. And right at the very back end, when all that sort of, them juicy notes are gone and the hops are gone, you're left with a little bit of a cracker sort of malt feel in the mouth. 4%, it does feel, it feels stronger in the sense because it's got that bitterness, but otherwise there's no sign of alcohol in there. Drinks nice and easy, goes down well. Now, a pale ale isn't a style that I'm a massive fan of. I think I prefer, I do like a pale ale, don't get me wrong, but it's got to be really, really good for me. Certainly when it comes to sort of like a craft sort of pale ale. I think I prefer a traditional sort of pale ale where they're a bit fuller in body, a bit more malty. But this is pretty decent, to be fair. It beats the arse out of the Game of Thrones for definite. That was wishy-washy, just a shit beer. I thought it was horrid, to be honest. It was tiresome. This is a lot better. I'm near the end of the pint. I think it's just about saving itself from being watery. Like I say, the Game of Thrones one was really piss poor, to be honest. I thought very watery, even from the first mouthful all the way down. I was expecting this to maybe, certainly a chance of it feeling a bit watery near the end, but it doesn't seem to suffer from that. It's just about holding it. So yeah, for me, if you want something sessionable and you want something you can throw down your neck that's tasty, give Camden Pale Ale a try. Ooh, pardon me. It's probably one of the better beers on the PD with the low end sort of ABV, if you like. Yeah, if you like your pale ales and you like something to crush, not back, give it a go. If you've had it before, let me know what you think. Feel free to comment. I've run out of ideas what to say at the end of that video then. Yeah, but I'd give it a thumbs up. Give it a go. If you've had it before, let me know what you think. Don't forget to comment. Let me know if it used to be 5%. I'm certain it used to be 5%. That's it. Thank you all for watching. And Bazza, we'll see you again soon on another one. Cheers.